Hello my fellow doctors, welcome to another Arknights lore video. This video was requested and so here I am, making it. Remember that you can always make your video suggestions down in the comments. Today's topic is about Reunion, the enemy faction in the story. As always, to keep this video simple to understand, I'm going to talk about their origin, motivations, and leaders. This last section will have a short description, namely, the one found in game. It's no surprise that I will put a spoiler alert in this video. But if you keep watching, then I guess you're okay with it. Let us begin. In the world of Terra, the surge and use of Originium has opened a new era of development. New technologies are created to counter the catastrophes that threaten the cities, and the fields of art study becomes more complex to understand. But the Originium has another face. As a dangerous and infectious material, the prolonged exposition to Originium has a high chance to develop a disease known as oropathy. This infection can be identified in a person if they suddenly develop a great power in arts, or the creation of originium shards in their skin. This last one is only present in advanced stages of the disease. The infection will darken spots in the patient's organs, hastening their deterioration. Some extreme cases have led to partial necrosis of the victim. Once a patient with oropathy dies, their body becomes a source of infection, making it a very infectious disease. All this information is distributed to the population in an exaggerated way, creating a sense of fear and disgust against the victims. That's how the term of the infected started to be popularized. Being called an infected could turn the attitude of everyone around the person change to be aggressive. In time, the infected were considered a threat to the general public and began to be hunted, to be thrown in prison or be executed. This situation forced a lot of infected to escape their home. Small groups could be fought through the outskirts of cities. These groups also developed a hate against the government that tagged them as monsters. If the infected could become a force strong enough to deal with entire cities, they will be respected. For many years, the movement known as Reunion will be created and started to build power. The creation of Reunion was stealthy, but it will reveal itself to the public via protest that will be easily shut down. This was just an announcement of the threat to come. When the game begins, Reunion has been around for some time. It's not specified how much, but we know that it went silent for a long period. After the extraction team recovers Doctor, Reunion commences an attack in the city of Chernobyl, and by attack, I mean raid. They will destroy property, capture civilians, and even influence some infected in hiding to join their ranks. Rhodes Island hoped for the lead guard of the city to take care of the attack, but to their shock, Reunion's attack was coordinated and overwhelming. Unsure of why, they encounter a reason for this. A leader that manages the attacks in a sabotaged city was the most unlikely scenario, but to their surprise, it's exactly what happens. This is when the leaders of Reunion are discovered. They are the reason why this raid has gone too well. They have a literal army of infected that range from simple melee attackers to experienced casters and juggernauts. All of them follow a certain person known as Tallulah. This character is shrouded in mystery. Not only her race is unknown, she has an immense power that scorches the land. She is the mastermind behind multiple riots and this attack. Her visions of survival of the strongest and the rise of the infected to power seem to be what fuels this raid, and has apparently taken over the whole movement. She is not alone in a position of leader. Multiple characters have been put in positions of power within the Reunion. Now I will go over the ones we know so far. First we have Crownslayer, a famed assassin that has avoided capture thanks to her stealth and infiltration abilities. She leads operations under this regard, whether it be killing an important leader or infiltrating a complex. Reunion counts with this leader to take care of it. Her name comes from the tendency she has of killing enemy leaders. Next, we have Mephisto. He's a medic for Reunion and is also a good tactician. He shows a delight in the suffering of others, making him a kind of sadistic character. Normally, he uses Faust as a valuable asset for his plans. His name is an abbreviation of the name Mephistopheles. This name comes from a demon that promises rewards for people that summon him, but it always ends in tragedy. I get why his name is a reference to this demon, since he enjoys making people suffer after promising freedom just to betray their hopes. Working along with Mephisto, we have Faust, an expert sniper that can surprise his enemies by camouflaging and attacking from long range. He has knowledge on turret creation that he also uses to support assaults. He isn't very keen to missing, but when he does, he feels a kind of admiration and shame. His name comes from the German legend of a man that sells his soul to the devil in exchange of knowledge. It fits a lot, since he is paired with Mephisto, who is named after a demon. Around the outskirts of Longmen, we find Skullshatterer. Presumably a woman, she is armed with originium launchers and explosives. Serving as the leader of the assault squad, she has an obsessive attitude with a certain character. Her name origin is unknown, but you have to admit it sounds badass. Who could have known the pirate from Team Fortress 2 had an anime variant? The next leader we find is FrostNova. A caster in the Reunion's ranks, she has an affinity to arts using ice-based attacks. She leads her own special division, known as Yeti Squadron. As her name implies, she has a cold personality and nothing but the objective matters to her. Her name origin can be linked to her ice abilities and strong AoE attacks. Lastly, we have W. Yeah, that's her name. She's not a leader, she's a mercenary. Normally armed with an assault rifle, she prefers to use explosives instead. She's an unpredictable opponent. She makes erratic movements to confuse her enemies and uses brute force most of the time. Her name origin? I can think of one, so that's where she ends. There are other two leaders, Big Bob and Big Adam. Not much is known about them other than they normally wear Juggernaut armor and use explosives. They appeared in the Granny and the Knight's Treasure event. Their names come from their massive size, or as I would say, they're dumb thick. Anyway, that's it for Reunion. I hope you learned something new. Thanks for watching, it do means a lot. Like the video if you think it's that good. Subscribe for more videos about your favorite tower defense game. And I'll see you doctors in the next one. Bye bye.